Hey guys, Sweet Leet Roll here with a Mega Bloks review on the Call of Duty Collector Construction Set Combat Fighter. The set is ages 10 plus and comes with 652 pieces. So here's the front of the box. It's a box. Let's turn it around. It's also a box, but this box has different pictures on it. Now, this box, it shows that it comes with like accessories. Now, the accessories it comes with, we'll get to in a second. It also shows pictures. Pictures are pretty cool, man.
Yeah, what, mate?
Well, that's enough time on the box. Let's get started building the actual set. Let's slice and dice. Oh my gosh! All these pieces! Oh. Instructions. Flip it open. Oh boy. Oh, okay. You can talk now if you want. No, this is all going to be sped up by like 1,000 times in editing. Oh my god, my back hurts so much! I really need to buy a chair or something. Oh yeah, to the review.
Harriers, waiting for your mark.
So before we dive into the exact specifications of this model, I just wanted to give you guys some background on what this baller looking airplane is. So it's actually a Harrier jet, more specifically the AV-8B Harrier 2. It was first produced in 1985 and is a VTOL aircraft. VTOL means vertical takeoff and landing, and for all those unaware, that means it can fly like a helicopter. And that makes it literally one of the dankest flying machines on the planet. The Harrier has a 25mm cannon and some bombs, so it's also a literal death machine. Ain't that cool? So unfortunately the set is not available in Canada at the time of this review going up, so if you enjoy your maple syrup drenched poutine with a side of hockey injuries like me, sorry, but you're gonna have to truck it down over the border and pay that bonkers exchange rate. Now the price in the States is about $65, but it's totally worth it for what you get in this set. Alright, let's start with the minifigures. First we have Tom Cruise. I mean the pilot. No, wait, I mean the generic unnamed flying man. Oh, that's the thing with these sets. The majority of these characters aren't named. Now this can be a good or bad thing depending on how creative you want to get. But anyway, the pilot is green. Has a brand new helmet, as you can see. I keep wanting to bring it close to the camera, but that blurs it for some reason. So stupid. Anyway, he's got a new helmet with like a tube strap that makes it all realistic. He's all green and black. Kind of US Air Force colors, which is good. And, and he comes with a pistol. You know, same pistol you get in all the Mega Bloks sets. No big deal. Alright, let's put him back on the table. Next, we have the miniature soldier man. He's all blue, as you can see. So he's probably from the Navy. Wow, that actually makes it even more Top Gun than it needs to be. Well, anyway, he comes with a sexy looking submachine gun that, oh my god! Is that a Vector K-10?
Oh wow, that's a really sexy machine gun IRL. Oh my god.
Now, so he comes with the same old helmet. It's black and silver. You've seen this helmet like a million times before if you're a collector of other sets. But yeah, it's nothing too special about his body type, just his gun. Look at that thing. Kids, guns are cool. Don't tell your parents I said that, but you should definitely get this set just for the Vector. Okay, moving on. Get the hell out of here. We have the third and final minifigure. He's some jerk with an RPG. But this isn't just any RPG. As you can see, or can't see because this camera lighting is stupid, there we go. The RPG is green, and the missile at the end is black. That means it's trying to resemble an FIM-92 Stinger, not an RPG-7 like we've gotten with other sets. So the Stinger, as you know from Modern Warfare 2, was a really awesome weapon for shooting down Harriers with. In fact, it's the perfect weapon for murdering billion-dollar aircraft with. You just aim it at the thing, you wait till it beeps, you pull the trigger, and BAM! There goes all those US tax dollars, stupid! Okay, let's talk more about his actual body. So he's all, like, green at the top, and he's got blue pants like the Navy guy. He comes with a flashbang and a pack, mostly just the same gear you've seen before. There's nothing too special about him except his helmet, where he uses the helicopter pilot helmet instead of the regular soldier one. I for one don't get why they do that, because there's no helicopter in this set, but you know, it's cool, okay? Don't question it, God! Okay, let's throw him aside, okay. Okay, now that we've gotten these three scrub lords out the way, let's go on to the thing you actually watched the review for. Nope! There's more. Alright guys, before we get to the actual Harrier, I do have to knock a couple things off. This is a missile rack the set comes with. It's supposed to be like a loading thing, so if your Harrier runs out of missiles, you can just, you know, put more on through this. It's just a cool little accessory, and like with most things, I'm glad Mega Bloks included it in the set. It comes with a lever at the front here, so you can attach that to the back of Jeeps or Humvees or stuff for transporting around. And the missiles on it, well, I'll show you here. It's basically the same on either side, but I'll turn it around just for your satisfaction. It comes with two sets of 2 missiles. There is a fat green pair on the bottom and a skinny white pair on the top, and it's very loose. I wish they'd make these things more firm. Now, I don't know if Mega Bloks was trying to replicate like actual real-life missiles with this thing, like JDAMs or something. But if they did, then they probably did a really good job, because, like I said, Mega Bloks really researches everything they do, and the attention to detail in these sets is just phenomenal. Anyway, wheels roll nicely, and they will roll nicely right out of frame as we move on to the one final thing I have to knock off before we get to the Harrier. Yeah, I see you there, just hanging out. Okay, so there's really not much to be said about this thing. It's a ladder, it's yellow, and you put it next to the Harrier so your pilot guy can climb up onto it. Also, this red base plate that you see does not come with it. I just added it because, well, it's very flimsy, and that is a problem with it. It falls apart very easily, so I recommend using some glue to hold it all together. Now, once again, this is one of those things that didn't need to be in the set, but I'm glad that Mega Bloks included it. In fact, right now I'll just say that Mega Bloks is a very consumer-friendly company. Their prices are always good, their sets are of always, you know, really high quality, at least in the past couple of years. And, you know, it's just a lot better pricing than, say, other brick building industries. Oh, sorry, I got sidetracked. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, the missile rack is out of the way, the figures are out of the way, let's get on to the actual thing you watch this review for. The Harrier jet. Alright, so for starters, let's get the profile of the actual jet here. From the front, we'll focus in on the wings and on the cockpit. Wings, cockpit. And since we're already here, let's start on the cockpit. I'll turn that around for you. You can see the pilot fits snugly in the cockpit. You do have to do some adjustments to it to get him to sit in there just right. But you can see overall, it's nice and compact. His arms do kind of stick out a little bit. You can see right there. It gets in the path of the canopy. I'll try and keep that in frame for you guys there. It does that a little. I guess he needs to stop working out so much because his arms are just too big and buff. But yeah, that's not really too much of a complaint. You can also sort of see computer controls in there. Nothing special. They don't look like anything specific. In fact, you could probably put those controls on a Star Wars X-Wing set and they'd fit right in there. Just other minor details. You can see all the logos there printed, or not logos, but just designs, number 8, whatever that thing is, in an upside down triangle. That's all like, it's not stickers, you know? I'm really amazed that Mega Bloks takes the time to do all that. Plus this whole cockpit piece in itself, you can see the line right there.
is all one big piece, and that's another really impressive thing, that they make just huge pieces just specific to sets. So I'll turn that back around. Now here you can see the engine on the aircraft. Now it does actually use 2 engine pieces, even though I believe it's only supposed to be 1. So I guess if you look at it from that side, you're like, oh yeah, 1 engine. You look at it from that side, oh yeah, 1 engine. But from the front, you're like, oh, 2 engines. What? Anyway, so it uses those 2 circular fan pieces. Not much else to say except the cockpit does, and I forgot to show you this, so I'll rotate that back around. It does have a little joystick for the pilot to hold on to. I'm not sure if you can see that right there. I'll add an arrow, little arrow pointing to it. Yeah, you can sort of make it out. Stupid glare. These studio lights are so bright. I'm dying, I'm melting in here. Alright, so here we can see the underside of the plane. 2 missiles on either side. I'm going to assume those are like AIM Sidewinder missiles for shooting down other aircraft with, something that the Harrier does actually do in game. It's a cool thing. I won't really talk about that because I don't review video games. I review Mega Bloks sets. See here, we have one, I assume, JDAM missile and another JDAM missile. We got the landing gear here and here. I'll show you how that works in just a second. And landing gear on the wings here and here. Alright, since the Harrier is a VTOL aircraft, it makes sense that they would include the abilities that make it a VTOL aircraft. Namely, these things right here. Now, when they face down like that, the Harrier is designed to take up forwards, like a helicopter. But when you want the Harrier to fly like a conventional jet, these things come back down, and these 2 up here. And I know my hand is obscuring the entire shot, but unfortunately I'm not made of glass. Just like that, and it will fly normally. So how the landing gear works, people, is very simple. This thing opens up here, and this landing gear tucks in. Close it up, and you're good. Up at the top here, this thing opens up, and I'll try and this landing gear folds up like that, and tucks in that way, like that. Uh-oh, one of the missiles broke off. Put that back on. Ugh. Now that is another thing I will say about the set, though. It can be very flimsy, especially with the things underneath the wings, like the missiles and the landing gear. Especially the landing gear piece in the very back. That has a tendency to be very loose with its ability to stay in one spot. So that can be a problem. You might want to apply some glue to that. For the wing landing gears, they just fold in like that. They do stick a little out from the wing. Don't worry, that's not a mistake. You didn't build it wrong. That's just how they do it. Also, the wing landing gear is all one piece. Another really cool thing. Now, this aircraft is a very authentic model. And so to demonstrate that, what I want to show you is this right here. You see that green light? Yeah, I know you see that green light. Well, there's a green light on that wing and a red light on that wing. And guess what? That's actually how it's supposed to be on the real aircraft. It's to indicate which direction the airplane, whatever, is coming at you from to help you judge whether or not you're going to hit it. Let's hope that never happens to any of you future aspiring pilots out there. Anyway, speaking of lights here, I'm going to pull open this landing gear again, show you something really cool, show that Mega Bloks really put their time into this. Now, see that white light right there? That's another thing that's supposed to be there. Landing gear has white lights on the front. Again, I'm not a pilot, so I have absolutely no clue why, but it's cool. I looked it up online, God bless Google search, and I found that. So again, just paying attention to all the tiny intricate details is what makes Mega Bloks such a, really, really good model building company. They're really good, guys. It's like, don't question it. All right, let's fold that back up. Yeah, you get in there. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take that out. Yep, you get out there. So actually, these 2 studs here latch on right there. So this piece of landing gear you'll never have trouble with. This always stays in the same place. This piece of landing gear here at the back, this has a tendency to want to wiggle around. I'll raise that up. There we go. That has a tendency to wiggle around like that, so that can be very frustrating at times. Close that up there. These landing gears, not really a problem. But nice thing is though, when you put the Harrier like this, it actually has the front kind of sticking up on an angle, which is, once again, exactly how it is in real life. Just overall, really good attention to detail. Alright, enough of that. Let's move on to the wings and the top of the aircraft. Little red light there. Again, another thing present on the real aircraft. Once again, you can see these lines with 8s. I'll try and focus that in with the camera there. There you go, you can see that a little better on that wing. These are two separate pieces right here, but once again, they are printed. A lot of flat tile pieces, some extra panels right there. The whole aircraft is, it's a very strange shape. It wasn't what I was expecting really. See, when you think of aircraft, you think of, you know, the traditional planes where the wings just kind of stick out from either side like that. But the Harriers takes this weird kind of right angle triangle look, and it's cool to see something unique and different. It's just not what I was expecting. Moving to the back here, the tail wings do tilt up and down, so you can get, you know, another really good level of authenticity here. Not much else to it other than that. They can go about this. They can go about this far up, and this far up, and this far down, and this far down. Okay, so here's the tail section of the Harrier. Right here, you can see the tail has MW printed on it. Now, I can understand why they did that in the context of a Call of Duty game. However, in real life, the Harriers are used by the United States Marine Corps, so it'd be cool to see USMC printed along there. But like I said, it's based off a Call of Duty game, so it's obvious that MW stands for Merriam-Webster, the American Dictionary Publishing Company based in America. Moving around to the back here, you have this extra piece right here that always seems to want to break off. See, it comes off very easily. But the round piece at the end there is to add a level of sleekness to the aircraft, give it a very nice finesse in its design. Turn around to the back here and you can see the Harrier from the back here. These, once again, they flip up. Oh, it's hard to balance like that. And you can see all the landing gear and everything from the back. I'll just focus it here. There you go. Look at that. Let's zoom out there a little bit. All the pieces here have this really cool paint added to them, where they're not just a flat gray, but they do have kind of like lines, I would say, lines of paint added just to give it a real cool metallic texture. Almost like the plane is, you know, it's dirty, it's gritty, it's grimy, it's gone through several operations in the field shooting at bad guys, so it would make sense that the plane wouldn't be, you know, polished and clean. And that's what Mega Bloks does with all their sets, and I really like that about it. I'll just spin the plane around here so you can just see everything about it. Just the front, the side, and I really hope the landing gear doesn't break off while I do this, because if you try and drag the landing gear on the ground, like with a real plane, it will probably break. Hey, remember when that happened to like the Queen's private jet that one time? That was pretty funny. Anyway, that's it from the right side. And once again, bringing it around to the front. Nice way to bookend it.
The Call of Duty Mega Bloks Combat Fighter, also known as the Harrier. Now, make sure to like the video if you liked the video, and make sure to subscribe if you liked my beautiful voice and want to hear it in more videos. Feel free to leave a comment down below letting me know what you liked about the video, or what you thought could be improved for future reviews. I'd like to thank you all for watching. This is Sweet Late Roll, rolling out. Have a good one.
Now die Tierversuch macht die Verlage, hat sich auch lustig die Lage, aber das ist ja wohl lustig, man ist jetzt, wo sich die für die Sicht am Osten, weil wir den auch bei meinem Mund für die Sommer zu suchen macht.